Is the gang all here? There's Jamal and Robert Stutz and Chris Mack and Thomas DeVerney and Corinne Kenny and Falcon Steph and Nancy Lawrence. I think we have a quorum. Let me show you. I just picked this up at Wawa. Let me just straighten up here a bit. I just picked this up at Wawa. It is the front page of today's New York Post. If you were tuned into the radio show yesterday, I made the point, I don't remember in which hour, I made the point of saying that I had been looking up at the monitors that are in the studio, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. Sound is muted, but it's a way during the course of the radio program for TC and me to see if there's breaking news that we need to make sure we're covering. And I looked up at the screen and I saw that on Fox News, there was, as the New York Post puts it, the odd couple of Tom Homan and Eric Adams, which I thought was highly unusual. I'm not the only one. And that really became the narrative of the day and carried into where we are today because of what I'm going to describe on television as being a civil war within the DOJ. It's an amazing story. It's a little complicated. There are a lot of players. They are not household names, but I'm going to talk about that here in a moment and also on television today. Let me first thank my friends at Play Gun Lake. The online casino has a brand new look. Join me and check out the new design, more hot slots, and all your favorite casino guys. Easier to use and a lot of fun. So whether your team scores or not, there's always another way to win. In Michigan, on the Play Gun Lake online casino and sportsbook app, Play Gun Lake, my only app of choice in Michigan that I use and recommend to bet sports and play all my favorite casino games for real money. Get some skin in the game and bet sports or blackjack or play poker or roulette, all that fun stuff. Yes, it's true. When I was in, where was I? Grand Rapids, using Play Gun Lake at the outset of the football season, I thought it was Detroit to go all the way. And instead, here I am in Philadelphia the day after the parade, where in Center City, blocks from where I am, there's still a lot of cleanup taking place. Get some skin in the game and bet sports or blackjack, craps, poker, roulette, double down with a live dealer. Have some fun. New users, download the app and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. That casino bonus has to be wagered. PlayGunLake.com for the details. You've got to be 21 and in Michigan for the Play Gun Lake online casino and sportsbook app. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So let me try and give the simple version of what this is all about. It'll help me if I can get my mind straight and try and summarize it. And then I'll refer to some notes. I think this is really scandalous on the part of the president and his emissaries at the Department of Justice. The challenge is, again, and I talk about this on air, the challenge is breaking through in a world that mindsets are much better suited to talk about plastic straws or the penny or, water pressure or flushing of the toilet, all these other very populist, commonsensical, Trump initiatives that kind of take the oxygen out of the room. And then along comes a story that's a little bit complicated that takes a while to explain, like when last week I went deep on explaining why we give $20 million to Sesame Street in Iraq, which sounds nutty. When you hear out the logic behind it and the reach of that initiative, it's no longer as crazy as it sounds. So I find myself in the position of having another one of those stories on my hands that has caused me this week, last night, long night, because I had written, this is the commentary that I will deliver on CNN today is my third commentary of the week. I had to tear up and get rid of the last two because of the breaking news. And that comes with the territory. I was going to talk about Elon Musk in some detail. By the way, check out the story today at Smerconish.com that we have, where a social media influencer has come forth and said, this is maybe there's more to it and I don't get it, and pardon me for this deviation, but there's a conservative social media influencer who has come forward to say, a couple of months ago, I delivered a baby born to Elon Musk and me. Did I say that clearly? She says Elon Musk is the father of her child. And so far, okay, fine. But what I found somewhat amusing is she said that she's coming forth because she wants to demand privacy for the child, when there were no news accounts that I'm aware of where anybody was in the loop that Elon Musk had fathered a child with her. So, and I think this is like child number 13 from partner number, I don't know, fill in the blank. Not 13, not 13. Okay, come on, Michael, stick to it. Where are we? You said this is serious and it's embarrassing for the administration. What's the story? The story is this. Pam Bondi is the Attorney General of the United States, former Attorney General of Florida. Her Deputy Attorney General is Emil Bove III, I think, who is a former criminal defense attorney for Donald Trump. The Southern District of New York, sometimes referred to as the Sovereign District of New York, is a very prestigious DOJ outpost where there had been an interim prosecutor, U.S. attorney named Danielle Sassoon. She was put there by the Trump administration, lest you think that she's some progressive lawfare warlord. She's not. There's also a guy named Hagen Scotton. Hagen Scotton was the lead prosecutor for Mayor Eric Adams, working for Danielle Sassoon. Are you with me so far? And the judge overseeing all this is named Dale Ho. Okay? So prior to Bondi being confirmed, and at a time when Bove is in position, but Bondi isn't, and Bove in all of this is the hatchet, and Bondi is like staying at arm's length away or trying to. Eric Adams, you'll remember, made a trip to Mar-a-Lago. Eric Adams, the Democratic mayor of New York City, who is under indictment for allegedly having taken 130 grand or so in perks, in benefits from the Turkish government, can't make this stuff up, so as to smooth the path to fast track the opening of a Turkish consulate in New York City. And that is the indictment that he faces, by the way, brought forth by a predecessor of Danielle Sassoon. Oh, damn it, what's his name? Damian Williams, who was Biden appointed. Okay? So Adams is facing indictment. Trump now wins the election. Adams goes down to Mar-a-Lago to curry favor for Donald Trump. And I don't think I need to couch this. A deal is hatched. And the deal is hatched for Eric Adams to play ball with the Trump administration relative to border policy and the handling of migrants. For example, reopening a shuttered ICE office at Rikers Island, an incarceration facility in New York City. And in return for him doing what the administration wants done relative to immigration, they will dismiss the charges against Eric Adams. And it's, it's borne out in the paperwork from Bove himself. So Bove, the deputy, how am I doing so far? Are you following this? Give me a quick thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Come on, let me know. Am I making it too confused? Mary Coyle, yeah, okay. Are the rest of you even paying attention? Mary Begley, Alan Childs, Nancy. Okay, good. Thank you for that. I need that assurance. Okay, so Bove, the deputy, says to Sassoon, the interim Southern District of New York prosecutor, dismiss the case against Eric Adams. And she refuses to do so. And by the way, this is an interesting and important detail, a little bit in the weeds, but they want the charges against Eric Adams dismissed without prejudice, which means they can be brought back, which is Donald Trump's way of trying to exert leverage over Eric Adams. Like, hey, if you don't play ball with us, then I'm going to bring back that prosecution. He's trading on a criminal indictment. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's trading on it. I've never seen something so brazen before. You're going to ask me, is it illegal? Not necessarily so. I was going back and forth with Eli Honig last night, who'll be on my CNN program with me, saying it like smells to high heaven. But is it illegal what they're doing? I'm not sure that it is. And in that interview yesterday, where you had Tom Homan, the border czar, with Eric Adams, tell me how emasculating this is. From the New York Post. Mayor Adams sat down Friday with border czar Tom Homan on Fox News in an extraordinary scene that saw President Trump's appointee threaten to be up his honor's butt if Adams fails to crack down on illegal immigration. Quote, if he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office up his butt saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to? And what's the agreement? The agreement is, hey, even though you may have taken money from the Turks and done something illegal, done something for which, if convicted, you'd have gone away and done real jail time, we're going to let it pass if you do what we need you to do relative to border policy. So this process begins before Bondi is in office. Beauvais goes to Sassoon, the interim Southern District prosecutor, and says, dismiss the case against Eric Adams. Sassoon, who is a Federalist Society member who once clerked for Antonin Scalia. Okay, so she's a conservative. She's not some anti-Trump progressive. She refuses and resigns. And then Hagen Scotton, the lead prosecutor on the Eric Adams case, by the way, 3 tours of combat duty in Iraq as a special forces officer and a Harvard Law graduate, and someone who clerked for Judge Kavanaugh before he became Justice Kavanaugh, and clerked for John Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Again, a conservative. And he quit as well. And everybody has been writing. Sassoon wrote, Scotton wrote, Beauvais wrote from his perspective. So there's like this paper trail out there that tells the whole story. And it's very obvious what's happened. 7 DOJ prosecutors have quit in the last 3 days because they've been pressured by Beauvais to drop the charges against Adams, and they refuse to do so, saying it's improper. And so in like version, 3.4 of the commentary that I'm going to deliver on CNN when I went to bed last night, I was going to open up my commentary by saying, what will Bondi do now because of all these refusals? Meaning, is Pam Bondi herself going to sign the motion to dismiss the case against Adams? In the end, yesterday, Beauvais signed it himself with 2 other colleagues. Bondi signed off on it. And now it goes to the judge. And Judge Dale Ho, typically this is a rote, the prosecutors say, we don't want to prosecute this case. The judge is like, all right, that's it. But maybe the judge is going to have a hearing and want to know a little bit more about this, akin to when the prosecution and defense seemed to have a deal for Hunter Biden. And then a judge in that case is like, hang on, I want to hear a little bit more about this. And the whole thing imploded. So that is the horse trading that has all come to light. And I must say, Donald Trump, who speaks of lawfare and the judicial process having been utilized as a weapon against him. And you won't like this, but I'm going to say it. I think that he's correct in some respects, not in all respects. But Donald Trump, in fact, it helps me to say this out loud for all of you on YouTube, because I'll make this a part of my commentary. Donald Trump, who himself claims that he was a victim of lawfare, is brazenly using the judicial system now as he sees fit. And by the way, it raises a really interesting question, which is the poll question today at Smerconish.com. Should a president have the authority to dismiss prosecutions if they believe it serves a greater national interest? The Wall Street Journal has an editorial about everything that I've just described for you. The Trump trial of Danielle Sassoon, there she is, the interim head of the Southern District of New York, the interim U.S. attorney who quit. And they very much, the Wall Street Journal, are very much on her side and warning of the Trump administration. But I was motivated to make this the poll question of the day because they have this paragraph. We would add that we believe Mr. Trump, as the president who supervises the Justice Department, has the right to order a prosecution dismissed. If he thinks cooperation on immigration matters more than fighting political corruption, he can make that call, however unwise. And I'm like, really? He can make that call? He shouldn't make that call. Maybe I'm not saying something different from the Journal when they say, however unwise, they say he's got the right. That's what I'm getting to with today's poll question at Smerconish.com. I got to make a note here. Let me just make this note before I forget. Sending this to one of my producers. I want to add a line to commentary that says Donald Trump, who claims he was the victim of lawfare, is himself now clearly using the power of DOJ as a political weapon. Should I say political weapon? He's using it as a weapon. I mean, I've got to be fair, right? If Trump is saying, and he is, to Eric Adams, we'll dismiss the criminal charges against you if you do what we need you to do on border policy, is that as a political weapon? A political weapon would probably say, I'll reduce the charges, we'll get rid of the charges, dismiss the charges against you if you endorse me. But that would be illegal, right? Okay, I'm going to just say as a weapon. I'm not going to say as a political weapon. This is how the sausage gets made. Okay, and I've sent it off. All right, well, I hope that was beneficial. I hope that was beneficial. Now you know the backstory, and I hope you'll be watching as I deliver it on television this morning. Please like and subscribe and set yourself up for notifications. Like and subscribe, set yourself up for notifications. To you hardcore YouTube watchers, you know who I'm talking about, the gang who's always here and you're here early. I'm providing notice. Monday, I will be delivering a commentary. I will not be live. Okay, it's President's Day and I'm traveling, but I will have things to say for sure. So just don't want to screw you up. I think the mechanism will still be here for all of you to communicate with one another. All right, but Monday's a little bit different, and there will be days like that. But I appreciate all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you soon.